One of the most common questions that I receive from beginners is that, please ma, how much do I need to budget for so amount of pullet before they can start laying? I really want to go into this business, but what are those things that I will need? Or like someone, I cannot pin his, I don't know why I can't reply him. He was asking that can he use 1.5 million naira to raise 200 pullets till they start laying. The truth is, buying pullets or buying chicks is the cheapest part, and most people don't know. Buying chicks is the most cheapest part of your budgeting. You see, feed, vaccines, medication, biosecurity and sanitation, and management is where the real price is. So it's not only about buying the chicks alone and the feed alone. Your vaccinations, your medications, your brooding, all these are where the money is gone. So and most people make this mistake that they will just be like, how many bags of feed do I need for 100 pullets? They will calculate it, plus it, add it with the chicks, and they come up with their an estimation. So today in this video, you're going to get your pen and a paper. Let's calculate how much estimate you will need to raise day old chick from day old till point of lay. This point of lay I mean is when they already start laying and you don't have to worry about their feed any longer. So I assume by now you should get your pen and paper. Then let's do this calculation. In Nigeria today, day old chick ranges between 3,700 to 3,800. So if you want to just pay down, maybe you want to get it in the next 2 months, that's 3,600 to 3,700. But for this lesson, we are using 3,800. So if I'm the one getting it for you and you want to get it in 2 weeks time, then I will supply you at the rate of 3,800. Now for 100 pullets, we say day old chick 3,800. 3,800 multiplied by 100, that will give us 380,000. Pen that down. 2, transportation. The fact that I'm the one supplying you birds or you are buying birds from anybody, they are not the one that will transport your birds. And in Nigeria, we source most of our day old chick from Ibadan. So because I'm in Ogun State, and if you are in Ogun State or Lagos State, or you are in Ibadan, you can calculate your transport to be 2,500 per carton. That's, we are doing 100, you remember, 2 carton, each carton 2,500. So you budget 5,000 naira for transportation. Pen that down as well. Then antibiotics. Your chicks, you brood with antibiotics. Budget 45,000 naira for antibiotics. Budget for anticocidal medications. Budget 45,000 naira as well. Then for multivitamins, because they need a lot of multivitamins as they grow, so you budget about 50,000 naira for multivitamins. Then your brooding, you're going to heat your birds up. You're going to, maybe you are using gas brooder or charcoal, so let's budget 50,000 naira for that, because you are going to brood for 3 weeks. So let's say 50,000 naira for brooding. Then you're going to give them a lot of vaccine. You're going to debig. There are some vaccines that you can't handle yourself, like maybe the 3-in-1 vaccine, the fowl-pox, the debiking. You cannot handle them. You have to employ someone that will come and help you, and that one is extra cost. And in this, I just put 60,000 naira, so it might even be more than that. But see, this amount that I'm giving you is the least you can go. I know farmers right here. Please, if you are a farmer, quote me in this my estimate if I'm raising it or not. Now, that's for medication. Now for your first 8 weeks, your birds are going to need chick mash. So you're going to get 8 bags of chick mash. Let's assume this price of feed differs, but let's assume 20,000 naira per bag, and you're going to get 8 bags. That's 160,000. That's for their first 8 weeks. Now their second 8 weeks, that's from 9 to 16 weeks, you're going to get grower. You're going to get grower, or about 15 bags of grower. And let's say grower is 16,000 naira, multiply by 15, that will give you 240,000 naira. Now from week 17 to week 20, you give them pre-layer. I think my students know what pre-layer is. There's no feed that is pre-layer. You'll be the one to formulate that pre-layer on yourself. So don't go to your agro store and be asking of pre-layer feed. So that pre-layer 10 bags, let's assume it to be 17,000 naira. 17,000 multiplied by 10 bags will give you 170,000. Now For your brooding, I forgot to add, you're going to need brooding papers, you're going to need equipment, some little equipment that you use during brooding. So we assume that to be 20,000 naira. Then utilities, yes, you have to calculate for your utilities, your data that you use in connecting the seller, you will calculate that. The communication, if you are buying feed, you have to call your bike man, okay, go and help me, you have to calculate that as well. Fuel, if you are running on generator, if you are running on solar, if it is electricity, you have to calculate everything. All these are the build up cost, so you don't just ignore it. So for this sake, we said all these utilities, we assume it to be 50,000 naira for 5 months. That's 20 weeks. Just assume that, okay, 10,000. You can imagine at times you will spend more than that. So these have gone lower with this estimate now. And then labor, even if you are the one running it, give yourself that labor. I calculate 100,000 naira, that's 20,000 naira per month for 5 months. So that's 100,000 naira for labor. Then your biosecurity and sanitation, you will want to weed, you will want to buy sanitizers, you want to buy fumigative, all this fumigative something you might want to buy. So you get that. We assume that to be 50,000 as well. Let's say 10,000 in whole. So if you sum this up, they hold 3,380,000, transport from Ibadan 5,000, antibiotics 45, anticocidal 45, multivitamins 50,000, brooding heating during brooding 50,000, vaccine, debeaking and all that 60,000, then chick mash 160,000, grower mash 240,000, then pre-layer mash 170,000, your brooding paper and equipment that you might need 20,000 naira. Then utilities 50,000, labor 100,000, then biosecurity 50,000. So when you sum this up, you're going to sum up to 1,525,000 just for 100 pullets. Now you said you have 1.5 million for 200. Now ask yourself, can that be enough for you? You see, many beginners think that it's just about the feeding and the chicks. But in reality, you have to budget for their medications, their biosecurities, the lights that you are giving them. You have to budget, you have to estimate for all this. And hey, sorry, I forgot to add, I said miscellaneous. Yes, miscellaneous 100,000. That's 1,000 on each bed. So that if anything happen, maybe they're supposed to start laying and they are not laying, you have to continue buying their feed. So you can always use that. Or maybe they got sick, you need to run postmortem or some test on the way, you have to do that. So you can see that. So if you are doing your estimate, do your estimate well. Don't just calculate the bed and the feed. It's beyond that in poultry farming, so that you don't run out of money. Many people will come and lie and say they misleaded me. They tell me 1.5 million can raise 300 pullets. Nibo. I think you understand now. Thank you and bye.